What's up, Palworld fans? How the heck are you? My name is Epic Pins, and in today's Palworld video, I'm going to show you some tips and tricks on how to build really aesthetically pleasing bases. These are going to not be as practical as some of the other bases out in the world, but these are going to be more of like aesthetically pleasing and just look really cool. They're not going to be practical. These aren't practical bases. None of this stuff you see here in front of you is needed, but it makes it look kind of cool. So I want to show you how to do some of this stuff, show you how to set it up, and give you some tips and tricks on how I made some of the incredible bases that I have made and things that I'm very proud of. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and let's get to the main part of the video. All right, guys, so I brought you over to my egg base. I just have a lot of room here to work with, so I'm going to utilize this area just for right now. Biggest tip I can give you first is, and this is going to be pretty on the nose, find a flat location. It's just really easy to work with flat locations. You don't have to. You can work with undulations. You just have to plan it out a little bit differently. You're going to mainly start with wood first when you build your very first base. Just keep in mind, wood is flammable. It can catch on fire and it can burn down every single thing you have. Your best bet is if something wooden does catch on fire, destroy that thing as quickly as possible so that that piece doesn't catch other pieces on fire and destroy your whole base. I like using stone more than anything else. I will inlay wood to make it look aesthetically pleasing. So what you could do is things like a stone foundation and then wooden walls and a stone roof, you know, doing something like that. One of the first big tips, I guess I'm gonna say, I know I'll give you a couple of them, but this isn't very structured. This is just kind of like off the dome. So when you are laying a foundation, you'll notice that you can pull it pretty close to you if you're standing still, or you can push it pretty far back from you if you're using a controller. It's just your right joystick pushing it further and further back. So if you push it far enough back, you'll notice that the height changes. You'll notice that you can place them really tall, or you can pretty much embed them into the ground if you want to. If you're skilled enough to hold it pretty low, you can embed them into the ground like so. So you can have them pretty high or pretty low, and you can play around with this. You do know that foundations snap, so it will snap. Once you get it as low as you want, all the rest of them will snap accordingly. So just kind of play around with that and see how you feel. I really like the idea when I build a base to kind of interwork that. I like the idea of my starting section to be a little higher, and then I'll put some, you'll put some steps around that just to kind of make it look like it's a little lifted off the ground. This is for me, my base. I'm not worried about pals getting up there or anything like that. They can get stuck, but you're not focusing on pals. When you put a stone foundation regularly, it sits about like this high, nothing crazy. But you can adjust that height how you see fit. So like I said, I like to lay them pretty flat. What you do is you push it pretty far out. You'll see it start to lift up, and then just slowly bring it back down until you reach a point where you're happy. I like that. This is pretty. So like you see how the sand's clipping through it just slightly there? Right there in the middle of the screen. You're going to want to lift just slightly above that point to kind of give you a walkway feel, just like that. Sand kind of clipped through a little bit, but I can live with it. But you'll have to notice like this too. So you gotta be, oh, well, actually it's just happening because I'm getting closer to that box. But so, if you're running into undulations like this, like the ground's not perfectly level here, be careful, because you'll get to a point where you're going to just start burying each piece, and it's not gonna be the look you were going for, because you want it just slightly above. So how you would remedy that, the moment you notice it, you'll need to pick it back up, push it back out, and just slightly raise it just ever so slightly up, so you still get that kind of buried look, and it looks like it's a flat piece on the ground. So it's really nice to do this. Like I said, it's not perfect here, so you're going to run into the issues if you're not careful where you place them. It is nice. I think it looks good. I've used it at a lot of my bases, but I've also used the height at my bases too. All right, moving on to my next tip will be laying out your idea for your base. You're planning it in your head from the very start, from when you first start laying down your foundation. You're not just looking to put a big square foundation and then building your base after. I plan it out as I'm laying down foundation pieces. So, and then sometimes I have, you'll have thoughts like, I want a protruding door, like where the door sticks out. You walk through the front door and you have like a little bit of a entryway, and then you're into the main part of the house. So that could be cool. You could do 2 windows on the side here. It'll look something like this. So you'll have like that, but then you'll have like a window here and a window here. And then you get this kind of like a corridor look as you walk into your house. You have a nice little entryway room and then into the house. So think about it that way. The other option you have is to do an inlaid door, which is another really cool idea. I have this on one of my other bases. So you'll place that, and then you'll do windows or walls, it doesn't matter, on the inside, so that you have this kind of like this little walkway you go into prior to the house, and then you enter into the main room of the house. So what you can do is, once you have your basic outline is what you're looking for, keep in mind that Palworld only offers one type of layout. In a sense, you can be creative with it, but it's mainly one type of layout. So what I mean is, you don't have a double door action where you can have a entryway that has 2 doors. You have a very single door. So you want to build symmetrically off of that. If you have a door dead center, you are going to have like, let's say you want the house to go this way, you want to go 3 blocks this way and then 3 blocks that way, keeping your center point. But you also need to keep in mind that if you want your house to have a peak and you want it to come from the front to have a peak, Palworld does not allow you to do that very successfully, because if you attempt it, what you're going to do is you're going to get something that looks a little like this, where it's the peaks can't meet because it doesn't let you do that. See, the next piece won't be meeting the point, so you have to have a double that meets, if that makes sense. So the center point of your house can't be a single foundation. The center point of your house will have to be 2 foundations. And then that will allow you to have a peak in the middle of your house. If you come off of just 2 foundations, I'll show you right here. If you're coming off just 2 foundations like this, let's say this is the center point of your house, at the very tip, even no matter how tall it is, your 2 points will meet, and you'll be able to have a perfectly laid down house. It does limit you. I wish you could do a double door function, and what I mean by that, when you lay your foundations down like that, you have another, like you would have a door where you would enter right here, not this way. You would enter right in here. Now you could just do 2 doors or 1 door and a window, and then still have your house meet at the peak. That would be fine, but that'll be up to you. All right, so you got the basis of your house done, and you're ready to put the roof on, okay? You're always gonna put the roof last. Obviously, it makes sense. It's the top of the house. You gotta put it last. So you have your triangle pieces laid, but for some reason, you just can't get your stupid thing to sit in the center. I don't know why that's there. For some reason, you can't get your... Let's put these back. Sorry. You can't get it to latch up. You're trying so hard to get the points, they just won't connect, and you're still having issues. If you're slow enough, you can get it to connect perfectly right there, which is great. If not, though, and what I'll say is, and this isn't a big deal, if not, and you can't get it to pop, another trick you can try to do is, what you'll do is you'll come out here to the backside and just attach it here. That way, as you're going up, you can just, if you're holding your reticle at the base, at the top of the first one you laid, it will snap it to the top. So like that. Bam, snapped, done. And then you just, as you're coming up, just break the one behind you. Okay, and if you're at this peak right here, you should be able to rotate just fine. If you're having trouble, always like go over, pan over to the side. You want to try to attach it to the piece like that. So if you're looking, you pan over to the side and you'll have it selected. Once again, do it over here. Oh, that's rotated weird. So try to orient it like it's supposed to be. Even if you catch the rotation, there you go. Just orient it where it's supposed to be. Try to get your triangle hit that piece so that you're not having any problems whatsoever. Bam. Just rotate the piece and you should be fine. Thank God they fixed that, am I right? So there you go. So now you have a nice completed home. All right, so you built a house now and you have a second story and you want to be able to get up there, but you want it to look really clean. I get that. I like that idea too. I like it to look pretty clean. So what you can do is you can lay a triangle piece down. You can lay a single triangle piece down, and then what you want to do is you want to lay your stairs last. So you're going to need to place everything else that you need to place first. However you want to place it. You could even make this, like if you're building something like this, you can make this a door, and then you can make this a wall. And then your last thing you'll place is your staircase. So now you'll come over here and you'll look to the top right there. Don't look anywhere else. You want to look to the very top and have it snap. So now you have a perfectly nice encased staircase, and it looks really clean, really nice. It's a great way to do it, but make sure that you always place the stairs last. Let's say you already have a nice staircase, but you say, oh, I wanted to enclose it. I meant to enclose it. So you can put this piece and you're like, okay, cool, it's enclosed. And then you're gonna come in here and you're gonna be like, oh man, I meant to do this. So what you can't do is place it there. It won't let you place it. You got to destroy. You have to destroy the staircase first, place the piece, and then come back outside and do your staircase again. Just like that. Now you have a nice inlaid staircase. And the reason I said you could leave this open is because now you have a nice little spot back here that you could put something in here, some storage or something like that. I typically hide stuff under my staircases as well. So there you go. That's just a good way to do staircase. And then you can continue going if you wanted to. What you could do is, what I would do in this case, if I was right here, and you guys get a little bit of a live look, you could do a triangle piece going that way with a wooden roof on top here. Bam, just like that. And then you go with a staircase. Oops, sorry. You go with a staircase just like that. And then you close it in with one final wooden, there we go, one final wooden piece. Now you have a complete encased staircase that leads all the way up to the very top of your house. All right, so one of my final tips is going to be when you are decorating the inside of your house and how you kind of plan that out. One of the things you're going to run into is sometimes you're going to select something to put inside of your house. You're going to like, all right, cool, I'm going to put this large antique cabinet, and you're going to hit the button. Where's the antique cabinet? Why can't I see it? This is really frustrating and really annoying. The problem is you're in a single story house. You're in a single story room in your house. You may have a 2-story house, but you're in a single section of the house where the floor is directly one wall height above you. And what's happening is it's glitching up there. So if you'll notice at the very top of the screen, there is my antique chest. For some reason, it is glitching at the top. So it's really frustrating. So it does not do that when you are at a location that has its 2 walls high. But the moment you go into a section that is only single story high, it will snap directly above you. So that's what's happening. It's going directly above you. So you can eliminate this by just making everything 2-story, or make sure there's nothing on the second story, destroy the roof, and reselect the large antique cabinet, and now you can place it. So what you'll do is you'll just place it very simply, just like that. And then you go back over to whatever your roof was, and then you can place the roof back down, and no problem at all. Your antique cabinet will sit there nice and pretty. You'll have no issues. It won't snap up top. So that is something you can do. I do recommend just kind of pre-planning how you want things to lay out, where you want them to go. Just keep an idea that you could have issues in these smaller rooms. It does seem to only really work with the only happen with the storage containers and stuff like that. I haven't really seen it do it to things like the bed, but I did see it to happen to the pianos and some of the larger decorations as well. So just keep that kind of stuff in mind. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope a lot of this helped. It wasn't super structured, if it was even structured at all. I kind of just wanted to give some tips of how I do things. Questions I have been asked in my chat a lot about like how I was managed to do that kind of stuff, or how I navigated that kind of things. So I do, I want to show off some that I do use these things every time I build. I use these techniques and use these ideas. So you guys can see here in a few of my builds that I really do use these ideas quite often. I have a great time building, coming up with new ideas. I have a fun, it's like a fun way to explore in this, or to explore the creativity side for you in this game. It's really, really cool. I do like doing this a lot, working with the opportunities they've given us, but I will say I wish they would give us a little bit more. So thank you guys so much for watching. As always, hit that subscribe button, please, if you guys enjoy this content at all. More Palworld content coming. Grounded, as always, I'll keep updating some more Grounded videos. I took a break from YouTube for a little while, and I'm happy to be back. I'm excited to make more videos. I'm really in a good place right now where making videos is really, really fun for me. So I'm going to continue to try to keep doing that for you guys. If there are other games that you guys like to play, I typically open to a lot of things, and maybe you guys can check me out in a live that I'll be having here shortly for my YouTube channel. So I hope that you guys subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button if you made it this far in the video. For sure, smash that like button because it really does help with the algorithm. And leave a comment below of games that you like to play. If you guys are playing Palworld, what's the craziest building, or how big is the craziest building you made? Do you turn off the destructuring so that you can make massive mega towns? Because that's really cool for people who do that kind of stuff. Super cool. I'm actually thoroughly impressed. I'll probably do that for one of my playthroughs coming up soon. So look out for that if you guys want to see me make an entire city. So anyway, guys, thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful time, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.